Hello guys and welcome back to Celebrity Big Brother, and today we are going to be talking about Sharon's final day. I know it's technically just another episode, but it technically also was Sharon's final day and they really did not let us forget that. There was also a very controversial game of jelly bean roulette and lots of other interesting and funny moments to talk about. So before we get into the episode, I want to say thank you guys very much for watching. You guys have been absolutely smashing the subscribe count. It is increasing every single day and it's so good to see. I think we're currently on 694. We are this close to 700. It's within our reach. We can get there, and then we're on our way to 800, 900,000, and then we just keep growing from there. You guys are absolutely doing incredible. So make sure you're liking the video. Make sure you're liking the video. I've already said that. Make sure you're commenting, and also make sure you are subscribing. So without much further ado, let's get into the episode. So we have to talk about Louis, Sharon, and Fern discussing the whole Kate Middleton and Meghan Markle situation again. It's a conversation that I don't care for. It's something that I can't believe is still being spoken about, like, now. Who actually cares? Who cares anymore? They've left the country. They're doing their own thing now. Just leave them to it, because at the end of the day, is it anybody else's business? I mean, to be fair, Meghan and Harry are kind of making it everyone's business with, like, their Netflix deal and their Spotify deal and their podcasts and their documentaries. But it is what it is. Just let them do it. You don't have to engage with it. So it does just feel a bit redundant to just talk about it. This is the fourth conversation on this show so far about Meghan Markle, and it's getting tiresome, it's getting boring, and I've had enough. So we got some more juicy gossip from Sharon. Sharon started talking about how she knew Freddie Mercury before he was famous. He apparently used to work in an antique shop, which I found really interesting. And she said that he rose to fame really quickly, and she remained good friends with him, apparently. And then they started talking about Gary Barlow. I actually missed a little Gary Barlow segment in the previous episode. It was in my notes, but I forgot to mention it. Fern was basically saying he was as dull as dishwater and so boring when she was working on Calendar Girls with him. And Ekin-Su was like, oh, he's so lovely to me. And Fern was like, I wonder why. And then Ekin-Su also said that if he was single, then she would go there, which I found quite funny. But it was interesting to hear sort of more conversation about Take That as well. Louis was a little bit toxic about Take That. He was like, oh yeah, was it Gary and Howard or Gary and Mark? No, Gary and Howard were the only ones that could sing. And I was like, you saying that Robbie Williams can't sing? I don't know about the other two. I don't really know what Mark and Jason Orange, is that his name? What they had they brought to the table, do you know what I mean? I can't remember. Whereas now I know, like, the ones I know are, well, I know Marco. I know all of them really, so I don't think that's really fair. But it is what it, like, Gary Barlow's the main one, from Take That. Then there's Robbie Williams, but I know him mostly from his solo career. And then you've got, like, the others. So I don't know. It was just interesting to hear him and Sharon talk about Take That, especially because it's another person or another group on the list of people that they've gossiped about, and it is kind of iconic. I feel like we need more gossiping celebrities on this show, because my goodness, it has made headlines, it has made entertainment, and it has not disappointed one little bit. I also found it really funny how Ekin-Su was trying to dig for gold. She was like, who's the rudest person you've ever worked with? And Louis was like, oh, too many to count. And Sharon was like, oh, same, to be fair. Like, there are some people that are very rude. They didn't give any names. They swerved the question, which I found really frustrating. I wanted them to name drop. I wanted them to bitch. I wanted them to be, like, catty. But they didn't. They played it safe, and they kind of just went, oh, well, people are rude sometimes, so I'm rude back. And it was like, oh, okay, cool, I guess. So because it was her final day in the house, there Big Brother house threw Sharon a lovely tea party. It was so cute, and everyone got up and gave her a little like, oh, thank you for being in the house. You've been incredible. And it was like, it was a lovely, lovely moment. And I do think that Sharon's actually been such a fantastic presence in the house. It's gonna be weird watching tonight's episode without her, but I think it will allow other people to get more screen time and hopefully come out of their shell a little bit more. I mean, we already saw it kind of towards the end of the episode, so I'm hoping that without Sharon in the house, the episode will be able to focus on different people and hopefully give us some new drama, because currently the drama's kind of dissipated from the house. Lauren's kind of left, and it is just like, it's feeling a bit empty and a bit too happy. But it is nominations tonight, and it also is face-to-face nominations, so you know it's about to get toxic. It's about to get really toxic up in here. I'm so excited. It's going to cause arguments, I can just tell. There was a really, really beautiful moment between Marisha and Fern where Marisha was asking her about her kids and like when she had them, did she find that she had them, like she had difficulty with them. Fern talked about how her first 2 children were IVF and then her last 2 were like miracles. And I think that's so beautiful, and I think it kind of gave Marisha a little bit of hope, because Marisha's been open before about the fact that she kind of gave up the idea of having like the perfect husband, the perfect children in order to pursue her career, and now she feels like she's too old to have all of that. But hearing Fern talk about how she got pregnant at 40 and 44, she feels like there's still some time and she'll be able to sort of make some kind of a family. It's really, Marisha is such a lovely, lovely woman, and I do want the best for her, and I'd love her to be able to have her dream but also have the life that she wants as well. It shouldn't have to be a either or situation, but I think she sees it as that because of the kind of industry that we're in. I say we because I'm going into the same industry, so yay. But it was such a lovely moment, and I did appreciate it. Now, there were a few rule breaks, and I noticed them only because they were called out on Late and Live. So I watched the episode a little bit later, so I went in knowing the people that had broken the rules, and so I was able to sort of watch out for it. And it's unfortunate. It is really unfortunate, because the last time nominations were spoken about, it was done in a sort of malicious way. It was not necessarily malicious, but it was done with intent. They were actually talking about nominations. Whereas this time, Louis and Marisha were joking. There are actually 2 rule breaks. One of them was just Louis, and then one of them was Louis and Marisha. So we'll assumedly, that's surely not a word. Assumedly, we'll surely see the outcome tonight in tonight's episode. But the rule breaks were essentially just a joke, and it did feel like really, really unfortunate, because I think Louis was like, oh, if I survive tonight, they'll just nominate me again. And then I think Levi pointed out that Marisha was behind, and she went, ha ha ha, yeah, we will nominate you, he he he. And it was just like as a joke. It wasn't meant seriously, but obviously Big Brother's really hot on the don't talk about nominations because they're boring and they don't want drama in the house. So like, meh. But yeah, I always think it's so much more interesting when it's not anonymous and it's like very blatantly clear this person doesn't like this person, person doesn't like this person. It just creates havoc. And I feel like some people just don't like fun. I found on Twitter some people just don't enjoy fun. Yeah, it's a shame. Because, like, fun's really fun. But if you don't like fun, then, like, there's not really much you can do about it. But the second time, Louis did a similar thing where he joked to Nikita, be like, don't nominate me again. And, yeah, I don't know. There was a really interesting conversation between Ekin-Su, Marisha, and Levi, where Ekin-Su was basically like, I can tell who in this house is being fake with me. And I was like, drop the names. Drop the names, Ekin-Su. Drop the names. I've said to a lot of people about Ekin-Su on Twitter that, yes, she is playing a game. Why is that an issue? This is a social game. She's playing a game. She's in a competition. She's in it to win it. Why would she not play a game? This is what I really struggle with. Are you wanting a reality show in which the housemates just live in a house together? Or are you wanting a competition, which is what Big Brother is? If there's like a winner at the end, then it's a competition, so play to win. And if she's playing the social game well in the house, which I think she is, she's on pretty much everyone's good books. In everyone's good books, I don't think there's a single person, maybe fan, but there's not many people in there that dislike her. Certainly not enough to put her up for nomination, I don't think. So it comes down to who the public are going to vote in the finale. If she doesn't get nominated for eviction, she'll make it through to the finale, which means she's done all she can in the game to make sure she wins. Why are we punishing her for that? Why are we punishing her? What's going on? I would much rather watch someone who is sneaky and backstabby and sort of interesting in that sense that they're playing a game than someone who just sits there, laughs, smiley, yay, because it just doesn't make good content. It's just not interesting to me. I want to watch drama. I want to watch like something that makes me go, oh, that was really worth watching. It's like when Louis and Sharon, like a lot of people are like, Louis and Sharon aren't nice people. Fair enough, but they've made entertaining TV. And Ekin-Su being sneaky and choosing strategically who she sits with, etc., is part of the game. Let her do it. If you don't want to vote for her, don't vote for her at the end. But I think she's playing a very, very good social game currently. Maybe not in the public's eye, but she's doing everything she can to get to the finale because that's all she can do in her power in the house. Then it's up to you guys. I don't think the public should vote at all. Personally, I think the housemates should decide who leaves because I think that causes drama and then it can get strategic. That's why the American version works really like well out there, is because it's a strategy game. It's essentially like playing Risk or something like that. It's fun and it's really entertaining. And y'all don't understand that. So I hate to say it, but you don't. Okay, we're on to Jelly Bean Roulette. Jelly Bean Roulette was a wild time. I missed the first one and I just thought actually it couldn't have been that interesting because it was a sweet question, so it wasn't that interesting. But then we had David being asked who the most attractive person is and he said Fern, which I was really waiting for a reaction shot of Louis going, but he didn't. In fact, when David finished his excuses, or not excuses, his reasons, Lou was like, quite right, or like, very good, or something like that. And I was just like, that's so fake. But like, you're so toxic and it's so entertaining. Then most honest, Marisha gave to Levi, which I thought was absolutely fair and valid. Least trustworthy, Zizi gave to Louis, which, facts. This man talks behind your back 24/7. He's already been involved in one scandal where he was talking about you behind your back. So yeah, of course I'm not going to trust you because you're probably talking about my back all the time. So yeah, don't trust him. The laziest, Fern also gave to Louis. Louis went... Oh no, Fern went off on Louis. She was like, you sit here, you sit there, and everyone runs around going, oh Louis, can I make you a cup of tea? Oh Louis, do you want a bite to eat? Oh Louis, oh Louis, oh Louis. And it's like, Louis, get fuck off your ass and do something. I've already heard that apparently in today's episode, he's going to become the housemaid. So excited. It's going to be brilliant to watch. It's going to be so, so funny. Next up, game player, biggest game player, Coulson gave to Louis. This is what I mean by I don't think... We can see that Ekin-Su's playing a game, but I don't think the housemates think that she's playing a game. So I think she's going to make it to the finale. She's only got to survive 1, 2 more evictions. And I don't think she's getting nominated tonight. I don't think she will. If she does, she could go home. But I don't think she's getting nominated. I think it's going to be tonight. I think it's going to be Louis. I think it's going to be David. I think it's going to be... Ooh, actually. I'm trying to... Maybe Zizi again? I don't know. I would be interested to see... It's actually going to be a very, very interesting night. I actually don't know who's going to go up. I don't. Then the comment that kind of tipped everything over the edge and made it a little bit awkward was Levi being asked, oh, who's the most boring? And he went, well, before yesterday, I probably would have said Coulson, but the way he handled himself yesterday was immaculate. So, like, I wouldn't say anybody's boring, but if I had to choose one before yesterday, it would have been Coulson. And Coulson was like, what? I hate to admit it. I think I'd give it to Coulson or Nikita. Is that mean? They're just the two that are kind of there for me currently. Like, they have their good moments or like their funny moments, but like aside from that, they don't really add much for me. So I kind of did agree with Levi, but then Coulson got really upset, started crying in the toilet, and I feel like it was just getting to him, getting emotional. And then he had a little Wash Boys reunion with Bradley and Nikita, and it was cute and nice. And yeah, honestly, it was just a bit of an odd moment, bit of an out of character moment for Coulson. I think it just got to him a little bit, which was a shame, but is what it is. That was Jelly Bean Roulette. It's time to move on to iconic quotes and moments. So, in iconic quotes and moments, we've actually got 5 today. I didn't think we had that many. We start off with Nikita saying to Big Brother, "How are you, Daddy?" That was a peculiar moment. Something I did not expect, but absolutely hilarious nonetheless. Then we had Sharon walking into the room with her bucket hat on and being like, oh, is this 8 plus 8? And everyone was like, what? And then someone clocked, oh, you mean 4 plus 4? Like, you 8. And she was like, oh, yes. And then she started doing a fashion show. And then she got in bed and they took some, like, imaginary photos of her and Louis in bucket hats. And it was really funny. I did really enjoy that. That was such a hilarious moment. And it just reminded me that Sharon is always game for a laugh. I really hope that she... do you know what? I'd like to see her on Loose Women. Yeah, I think she'd do well on Loose Women, I think. Next up, we have Fern talking about the garden show that she went to. And she was boring David rigid, talking about the potatoes and the fact that I don't even remember what she was talking about. I just remember it was about a garden show and it was so miserably boring, but it did really, really make me chuckle. I really didn't expect it. I feel like Fern's actually providing some really entertaining moments now, and I think she's realised that people might think she's boring, and so she's trying to be more entertaining, and honestly, it's working. This is what I mean by playing a game. Is Fern playing a game? Potentially. She might want to stay here a little bit longer, and she knows the only way to do that is if she's entertaining and she's not the least favourite housemate for some people. So I think it's smart, if I'm being 100% honest. The next iconic moment had to be Louis giving Coulson a pep talk and then slapping him on the face like this. I don't know why Louis did that, but he was just like, you've got to be stronger. You got to be this. You got to be that. You got to. And Coulson was like, what the fuck just happened? Louis Walsh just whacked me. Well, not whacked me. It was just sort of tapping. But it did just absolutely make me howl. It was brilliant. It was absolutely hilarious. So I can't fault that at all. The final iconic quote and moment had to be Fern getting into bed and going, to you, Lauren. To you. And I was like, she's not dead, Fern. She's just gone to a hotel down the road. Like, chill out. She's not dead. Fucking hell. Oh my god. How dramatic did that need to be? It was so funny. It was so great. But that is all we have time for today. Thank you guys very, very much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. And I will see you guys in the next episode tomorrow. Tomorrow is eviction night. Absolutely crazy. Tomorrow is also going to be talking about nominations. So we got a big day tomorrow. Big day. And I'm very, very excited. So hope you guys enjoy. I will see you guys later. Keep on ranting. Make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you later. Bye now.